Hello, this is an ARC based tour of the 1000x modded server Spitfire, and I built a base in this cave. It is slightly modded. There's just one part that has a smaller entrance in it, and this right here is the outside. Not much. I've put some gates here that are basically no defense, and then some fancy gates here, some fancy floor, and then you actually enter. So here I have a sign that says hello, but mainly I ran out of turret count because, well, I built from the back out, and in the beginning I didn't really think about turret count. And so here are mostly plant X and just a few turrets. The reason you see all of these dinos right here flying around is because either a player was nearby or because something was outside that pulled them in. I don't know exactly. Probably a player rendered it. But here I have a bunch of defenses as dinos. These dinos are all throughout the base. We've got the laser griffin right here with a trillion health. We've got the Monga and Mongo, which are pretty strong together. We've got some chaos dinos and some dinos that give effects, like the spirit. And then also we've just got DPS powerhouses like the Ferox or Moths for the more effects, or we've got the Ice Featherlights for also the stun effect, demonic for damage. So we've got a bunch of dinos here to help everything out, because dinos are insanely annoying. These dinos in this start here are probably gonna be led out. Like, the person's just gonna blow up the gate and place turrets outside and just lead all of the dinos into the turrets. But this place is mainly just for spam. As you see, I just spammed the floor, I spammed the ceiling, so I didn't want anyone to fob here. If you fob here, yeah, have fun clearing everything for half an hour. Well, it may not take that long, but in here I also have some crouch under here, or this is fully blocked off, and then here I have a little TP and stuff to just get here to the spawn. Then when you go here, you see this beautiful, yeah, not real beautiful, this is not even aligned in any way, but this whole bridge, so this is the cave if you didn't know. This whole bridge is spammed off, and on the sides here we have some turrets. Just got some turrets that shoot down on the floating vacuum compartments, and again on the side here everywhere is spam, so you don't fob here. Then we have patches of turrets on the sides. Let me turn on, so everything green is either dino, plant X, or turret. So you've got a patch of turrets here, you've got a patch of turrets here along on here, so you can't really stand on the sides. I mean, there are some spots where you can be, I guess, but all throughout are just patches of turrets that make sure you either have to go for the middle or you have to clear them on the sides, and ground turrets are horrible to clear. Oh yeah, usually you'd go by destroying the generators, but I placed so many generators in so many random places. Some you can't even see because they're just like basically in the ground. I don't mesh any structures, but they're just under foundations, they're just in the ceiling here inside, they're just everywhere. I have generators throughout the whole thing because there's no limit on generators, so I just have generators in the lava. In the lava are foundations, so you can build there. In the lava are generators, and generators like below here, generators in these vacuums, because these vacuums have tons of HP, they're modded, they're wasted. You know, normal metal structures with the stuff you have on here will just get destroyed instantly. Let me turn off the thing. Normal metal structures will destroy it instantly, and these vacuums are, I think, basically your structures that you need. So once you advance here, you've got some spam here, some turrets in between, some dinos again. Then you get to this middle part, and to the left there is nothing. On to the right is a small room, and in the front is the main base. on the bottom here, it's just a few turrets, nothing really. We've got the Dino Factory, whatever it's called, and we've got another TP and bed and stuff, so I can get here. And down here all the way, again, wrong thing. Turrets along here, many turrets along this way, but we'll get to that in a second. Because you could fob in this other area, I spammed a little bit. This is not hard to clear at all. Yeah, we have spam. Yeah, I have spam all over the sides, along the bottom line, along the middle line, and along the top. Everywhere I have spam, so you cannot build in here unless you spend a whole bunch of time flying around with C4 rockets or whatever they use on this server. It's my second season here, I don't know how to build. But here I just, small thing, insanely easy to destroy. You could just like camp here and then shoot a rocket here and then just take these out one by one. This is just there for the sake of it. And here behind we have tons of dinos again. I love having flyers because the flyers are insanely annoying. Some of them have like 2000% movement speed. So those are a pain in the ass to deal with. I think this dragonflies. Oh no, it's not 2000. It's 400. It's fast enough. These things are insanely fast and it's super annoying to deal with. So here we have got some ground turrets all along. We've got some spam everywhere, spam the lava. Generators everywhere. Here's a generator. There's a generator everywhere. So many generators. It's insane. And yeah, we've got, because you could fob in this room, for example, so I just again spammed everything off and made turrets everywhere, so you'd have to spend a bunch of time clearing this just to make a fob in here. And I got a TP again, so like on these sides are turrets again. It's kind of, I guess, kind of hard to clear those. I don't know how the meta is here, but because they're percentage based turrets, soaking doesn't really work, I think. One thing that people raid with is throwing out mega chalons and using them as LOS, but I don't think that's really possible with, for example, these turrets here, because they're just so far apart, they just fall down. And of course up there I have some turrets as well, so this room should be pretty safe from someone to fob in here, unless I don't know how long it takes to clear this room. Shouldn't take too long, I guess. I don't know, but if they don't clear it, then I still have this room. I have stuff in there that I can defend with and counter them from this side. So this main area, insanely long video, by the way. This main area, we've got all our dinos everywhere again, of course. And here are some turrets, some foundations. This is just to be pretty, I guess. I don't think these turrets do much. However, these turrets do a bunch. This just absolutely blocks the entrance. Here you can see the vacuums used. So this here is the entrance. The entrance is a little bit smaller now. On the side here, we've got also some turrets. I think this one's way stronger than anything on the bridge, because you could maybe like go under the bridge. At the same time, under the bridge I have turrets as well. So that's what I did here in the entrance. Here you can see I have some turrets right under it, so you can't really do anything from below here before you wipe this, but then at the same time you have these shooting down, so go figure. We've got a bunch of generators, we've got all kinds of turrets. I don't know how to distribute turrets. I think I used too many percentage based turrets. I don't know. There were some turrets that I couldn't craft because you need to beat like bosses and I can't be asked. I just wanted to build a base. I didn't want to grind for 10 days. Is the entrance. We've got all our beautiful things, all our jennies all over the place. There are so many generators. It's insane. There's like one up here. There's one in the down fire. It's just everywhere generators. Also here on top, we've got some turrets on top shooting down, being a pain. Oh, can I please? Yeah, I'm also really laggy on this server. It's not FPS in this case, it's just that I have always like 100 ping, which is super annoying with TechSuite, as you can kind of see. But once you get here, everything's kind of walled off. You've got some small turrets. I heard that there's AP turrets, armor piercing turrets, and I heard they don't deal damage. So if they don't, then I'm kind of screwed because I used a bunch of those. But yeah, we've got feeding troughs throughout, of course. And once you get here, this is the modified part. The entrance is usually as big as on the other side. So here I made some vacuums that you have to crouch under. The same thing goes for here and further on as well. So you have to crouch under here. We've got some, I don't know if these are useful at all. I don't know. I see them sometimes. I like spamming like fence foundations. They're, I don't know, maybe useful. And then you get to this part. Beautiful. So this is like the difficult part. You gotta go through. Not everything fits through here. I heard there's a 2x, or I saw that there's a 2x smaller potion. It's kind of annoying if you have base spots with like crouches or something, and then in the game it's just a 2x smaller potion. Yeah, wow, you can just dive with anything, I guess. But yeah, you go through here and you've got a fat wall. This is just insanely huge. Again, using vacuum compartments. If you destroy the bottom, it doesn't matter because the vacuum compartments just float. So you could destroy the whole bottom, but the top is still up. So let me explain this part. So you go through, you've got your door frames that you have to destroy first. And then here you have these things that are aligned perfectly. So as a player, you have to crouch under. I guess when you fly through, you can fly through the middle here pretty well. It gives LOS, so I'm not too sure if this is good. Like, it gives LOS. But like, I'm kind of worried that you could like stand here and tech rifle. I don't know. Then we have dinos everywhere again. I don't know how useful they are. Maybe there's just like the enemy just like fucking mesh hits all of them, one-shots them. I don't know. I don't know what matters. This is my second season. I never got raided except offline. And we've got chaos here, which gives a debuff, and we've got stuff that gives buff to my dinos. This is all the glittering. I've got the debuff dinos. I've got some things that shoot directly into the entrance. We've got the most obvious generator here. This is definitely the only generator. Just kidding. There's even generators in here, up here. Yeah, you can see one here. They're just up here. So if you somehow get back and destroy all the generators back there, there's still this one. And these pillars, I know you shouldn't use as many pillars in normal cases, or use them differently. The reason I did this was because of the Mega Chalon. You throw out Mega Chalons and they just LOS. I placed all of these, and as long as I could throw out a Mega Chalon, I placed more. So I placed some that come from the ceiling, some from the bottom, so you can't destroy them with the same tech. And yeah, these just make sure that you can't just throw out a Mega Chalon here. I mean, if you destroy them, then yeah, GG, I guess. Yeah, generally the wall, I don't know if it's too close. I'm not really a wall builder, I guess. It seems a little close, but I couldn't really, I used the terrain here as a mark-off point, and then back here we've also got the little problem that there's the water, so I couldn't put it back any further, because then you just fall into the water and swim behind or something. We'll get to this backside here in a second. Then, yeah, we've got just a ton of turrets. The further up you go, the more just normal turrets there are. And also, I placed some stuff up here, because I assume you just try to dive upwards and then through the top. And if you try to go through this top, then you just can't unless you destroy this stuff. Place some hatch rims, because why not? This is this main area. when bro, this is so long. I thought I'd just take a minute or something, but we're 14 minutes in, 15, and yeah. So you go through here. You've got this one wall, this mini wall, looking directly at this place. So if you're through this, you just have to go through this with land dinos, or you go along the bridge. But however, if you fall off the bridge, you've got a bunch of stuff in there. You've got a jellyfish. Probably all of these aggro dinos will fall into the water, so this water is just a hell pit, because some of these have like AoE attacks and they can shoot out of the water. On the other side here we have a little wall as well again, and everywhere ground turrets, everywhere refrigerators, yeah bro, feeding troughs and generators and X-plants. Up here we've got some dinos that kind of walked into the corner because there was something, and I hear some explosion outside, and because they're so fat here I can't really, I can go through. So you've got these small rooms with generators and turrets all around, because otherwise if they don't have turrets in there and foundations, you know, I need foundation claim. They're pretty useful. Okay, I can't really get to this one, but you get the gist. Same thing goes for down here. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Holy crap. Yeah, same thing goes for here. There's some stuff in there, and here we've also got some dinos. Like this thing gives an AoE debuff, this gives an AoE debuff, and this one gives a buff. And we've got a tech shield for the case of it. We've got some vacuums to pick up any stuff that the raiders may drop. We've got some water. Every X-plant has a water. And yeah, like the turrets, if you didn't know, if you don't play on the server, you've got the percentage based turrets, you've got the normal turrets that deal 2 million damage, they're like normal heavies. You have ice cannons, you have armor piercing, and you have bola turrets. There's like fire turrets and stuff, but as I said, I don't have the resources to build these. You need like to beat bosses for that, and I only beat the bosses to get the vacuum compartments and stuff, and not anymore. Yeah, if we continue on this side, I guess, well, we're here already in this water. This water is pretty deep, if you didn't know. We've got this underwater factory of these droids, and we've got tons of generators everywhere. We've got tons, yeah, just random generators hidden everywhere. Like, there are so many generators, you can only see like a tenth, bro. And you have all the dinos, you have all the foundation spam, like here's a generator as well. Then once you get back here, if you would, no one's gonna take this path. You've got sort of a little turret wall here for the sake of it. I've built these walls in a way that they, you know, they can shoot backwards if you're at the right angle. Of course, if you're, let me see, if you're standing here, let's say this stuff is gone, the top can't shoot you, but the middle can. On the other hand, if you're far up, then the top can shoot you, but the middle can't, bottom can't. So then in this room, again, everywhere along the ceilings is spam. I've got a little cliff platform. They're probably just one of these insane C4 and it's gone. It's pretty useful to shoot from above over there of the cliff plat as well. I've got some floaties over here again. I could have like disabled the vacuum completely so they would be floating in the air, but I'm not doing that. And so I spammed this off here, so you know, some ground turrets, real ground turrets. So you can't just make your fob in this base up here. So on this back side, you along the wall you always have foundations on the floor, you have turrets everywhere. There's a turret cap of 2,000, there's a structure limit of 10,000, 8,000 I mean. Yeah, here I nearly hit the structure limit, absolutely hit the turret limit. I don't know what the hell healing generators and nests are. I don't know, maybe I'll figure that out in the next season. But back here we've got dinos again. I don't know if they're useful, I assume they are, because hell nah, like I have the base without dinos versus the base with dinos. Like, I mean, some of them, I guess, in front of the wall could be used as LOS if they die, but or even if they're still alive. But let's be real, they're probably doing more than the LOS, benefit. So back here we've got the turrets spread along the entire floor, and here we've got a little Jenny bed and teleporter. I haven't shown you the main base yet. So on this server, you mainly have, everyone has like stashes with all their loot, and then they build big bases that have no loot inside. I made sure to put every loot that I have into this base. I mean, I still have some stuff in stashes, but this season ends in a week anyways. The seasons are only 3 weeks long, so it doesn't really matter if they get much loot out of this. But on this side, we've got this chandelier, and here I spammed some turrets just in a line for the sake of it. And in these rooms again, we have the guys that give buffs or debuffs, because it's just really safe. These mongas, these guys, these make some insane AoE stuff. These like burn you. And yeah, we've got this upside here, and put a little cute teleporter. And this is the crafting area. So one downside, I guess, to this spot is, I mean, upside is directly next to the wall, so the wall shoots at you while in the crafting area. However, if you just somehow dive through here, just here's the entrance, you just go left and just destroy the crafting area, and then you can say, GG, I raided you. But yeah, well, wiping would be a little more difficult, because you still have all of this shit to deal with. However, I built some fence foundations here. If they're even remotely helpful, I don't know, but on this side, on the wall, I built some fence foundations. Let's see if they're helpful. It's a funny gen placement. So, in this crafting area, we've got some turrets that shoot everywhere. We've got tech force field for the important parts. Here is everything that I need while I'm being raided. So, like, these have armor, and these have like C4 and healing potions and guns. So this is everything that I need. Here are some dinos that I need to defend with. And yeah, here we have the daddies, which aren't really that important, because I needed to craft some things in here, obviously, but most things I kind of set up in my stashes. I have my stashes on a different map, so, you know, for structure limit and stuff. And we've got the crafting stations up above here that I never used. I would have used those if I started out in this area, but previously I wanted to build a base in a different spot, but it was too slow, and there was one person online on the entire server, and he found me while I was building. It was so frustrating. He wiped me while I was out of ammonia. Anyways, I've got the autocrafters here, which are really useful. The dupe plots, which are also insanely useful. I use those a ton, because getting all of these ammos for these turrets, even though you can dupe items, you cannot dupe ammo, which is so annoying. I have to always dupe gunpowder and put them in an autocrafter. Kind of annoying for a 1000x server. You know, in a normal server, duh, this would be the dream. But for 1000x, yeah, can't just dupe ammo, which is, I guess, for balancing, makes sense. We've got the tech journey here with all my blueprints that I need. We've got some insane tech bows and stuff, and all the crafting tables, and then inside here we've got, yeah, not 3 of these are filled. I would have filled more if, you know, I started out here, but here we've got all our board and stuff, all our building things that I didn't use because I'm at the structure limit. Need some more items. Why are there so many? Sure, I guess I tubed some tech jennies, and then because I wanted to have more loot in my base, I went out and killed some dinos and looted some drops. So I have, I guess, blueprints and random items in here as well. Here are all the dinos in each of these things are like 60 dinos, because you can dupe dinos, which is pretty funny. That's why I have so many. So dino for each of these, and of course we have a Jenny here, and the offline raid protection here. I don't know what its range is. You can show its range, but maybe it's bigger than this. I can't really see what the range is, but yeah, ORP, insanely important. I guess here's the best place to put it, because this kind of, if the range isn't that big, then the wall is also in it, and some of the outside, and this crafting area is in it. Then here you have the teleporter, my main beds, transmitter, and congrats, here's your loot. So here I put all the most valuable things I could ever think of in some trophies. I absolutely farmed in the beginning. You know, I farmed Lava Golem and Ice Queen so much. It's hilarious. It's insane. It was fun. Because in Ice Queen, the death worms spawn. With the lag that I have on this server, it's stupidly annoying to kill the death worms for whatever reason. Of their hitbox and stuff. But in Lava Golem, no dinos spawn for some reason. So that was nice. So all of my dinos are here. All of my blueprints are here. Some tributes, some stuff that is super hard to get. Some tech plots, like a bunch of stuff that's hard to get, I guess. I don't know. Okay, this is not used, so yeah, this is basically the base. Let's get a quick run through again. Holy shit. How is this so long, bro? I guess I can just talk forever. Yeah, I don't know. If I missed some details about it, probably don't matter too much, right? So we've got the big wall. Let's go back to the outside. Hello? Dude. Then we've got this neat little place here where I forced a crouch. We've got the LOS. This wall is the most LOS wall ever. We've got this little outside part and the bridge. Got this part here which is definitely not LOSable. Any mega challenge you throw here will just fall down and be eaten by everything down there. And we've got the bridge bar. We've got the other side where you could fall, but I spammed off. We've got everything here that's absolutely spammed off and has turrets absolutely everywhere. And we've got the entrance, which I just spammed with a few turrets and a few dinos. And then there's the outside again, where why is there one? Why are there two tech foundations missing? Huh. Odd. Whatever. For some reason there are some tech foundations missing. Maybe there was a player here, maybe it's just me forgetting to place them. Yep, this is the base. I thought this would just be a 2-minute video, but I guess I like explaining. So, have fun, I guess. Lol. I'm gonna get raided tomorrow, probably. This base took me like 3 or 4 days to build. I had some fun building. I love building. Yeah. Goodbye. Have a good day.